Veterans, did you know the VA extended its legacy caregiver benefits through 2028? In today's video, I'm going to share a Military Times article with you that breaks everything down. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne. I got a video for that Kimball, United States Army veteran, retired VA rating specialist, and your VA claim nugget man. Before I get into today's video, make sure you go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and notification button. So the VA extends its legacy caregiver benefits through 2028. Keep in mind, people, before I share with you this Military Times article, the VA caregiver program is under VHA, Veterans Healthcare Administration. The majority of my videos, I am talking about the compensation piece under VBA, Veterans Benefit Administration. All right. So I was doing some research for some YouTube videos, came across this article, and I was like, hey, I have to share it with some veterans. I don't keep up with the caregiver program. I do have an older video on the caregiver program, but if you have additional questions, make sure you reach out to VHA, Veterans Healthcare Administration. Also, you can contact your social worker on your medical team to get more information. Okay. So I know just this year I talked to several veterans and they was like, hey, Dwayne, I got denied. I got approved, and then they removed my benefits. Okay. So I'm going to go through this article, give you a little commentary as I go to it. And so hopefully it will help some veterans out there. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this article. All right. So this is from the Military Times. VA extends legacy caregiver benefits through 2028. All right. Now, this is from last month, November 20th. Okay. I went on the VA's website and I couldn't find anything. So if you see anything on the VA's website, please leave it in the comment section and I can do some research and do a follow-up video. Okay. So here it says Department of Veterans Affairs plan to extend benefits through 2028 to veteran caregivers who face removal from a VA program that provides them with health care and compensation. All right. Again, people, this is under VHA. The VA announced Thursday that legacy participants of the program of comprehensive assistance for family caregivers, those who had applied before and were accepted. Okay. So they're talking about the legacy piece. Okay. Those who had applied before and were accepted after October 1st, 2020, and those who were enrolled before that date will remain in the program through September 30th, 2028. All right. So from my understanding, there was a lot of veterans, they received letters or didn't receive anything. They just stopped receiving the stipend. Well, the stipend doesn't go directly to the veteran. It goes to maybe their spouse or their siblings that take care of them. They get that monthly benefit. The VA does have, I've heard them having companies that will come in, but I also heard from veterans saying these companies are, oh yeah, we'll come in at 58 hours a week because they know how much money these veterans qualify for and they want to eat up all of it. Okay. Even though they know the veteran and their families may not need them to come in that length of amount of time. Okay. It goes on to say VA officials had said in May that it planned to extend the deadline, Thursday's announcement. Okay. Now I did click on this, cemented the plan. Okay. When you click on it, it's going to take you to the Code of Federal Regulations. I'm not going to do it, but I have the link to this article in the description section. So you can go, you can check that out as well, because that's the regulation. Okay. Legacy caregivers have helped shape VA's caregiver support program for many years. It has, says Doug Collins. The decision underscores VA's commitment to veterans and caregivers across the nation, blah, 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 provide consistent stability to nearly 15,000 legacy participants. Okay. So again, people, this has been around for a while, but I talked to a lot of veterans and they're saying that, hey, years ago, this was it was easy to get, not easy, but compared to now. I mean, some of the questions that the veterans tell me when that nurse practitioner, whoever shows up, social worker at the house, and the questions that they ask them is crazy. I had one veteran he wasn't wheelchair bound, but he had a walker, and he said the individual came and said, "Well, if the house caught on fire, would you try and get out?" And he said, yeah, he would. If he had to crawl, he would, he wouldn't want to die in a fire. And they denied him. Okay. It's crazy. Okay. It's just crazy, right? Now, move right along. The PCAFC provides healthcare monthly stipends to designated caregivers. Okay, it does of combat veterans with severe service-connected injury or illnesses. Again, people, I did a video on the caregiver program. You can go right out to my channel, type in caregiver, and that video will come up. And one thing I tell veterans, when you go to VHA's website, it has a PDF file. You can do a search, type in caregiver, and the criteria come up. If you talk to your social worker, just don't let them tell you what the criteria is. Tell them to give you documentation showing the criteria. Okay. They can tell you anything you want to see it in writing. Okay. Trust me. Okay. It says to cover the cost of expansion, the VA restricted eligibility, focusing largely on a veteran's ability to accomplish daily tasks. Okay. Key thing here, people, the VA restricted eligibility, focusing largely on a veteran's ability to accomplish daily tasks. Let me give you some context here, people. Okay. Let's just say you're service connected for bilateral upper extremity peripheral neuropathy, diabetic peripheral neuropathy, radiculopathy, all right, of the median nerve, upper extremities. You may not be able to hold a pot, right? So if you're trying to cook and you cannot grasp that handle, okay, maybe you have trouble holding your fork. So therefore, how does your service connected condition impact your daily tasks? You're not able to cook. Maybe you dropped the pot. You could have almost caught the house on fire. So either your kids or your spouse, they may have to do all the cooking. Maybe you tried to turn the stove on, okay, it had a flame or a gas stove, and then you couldn't cut it off. You couldn't grasp those handles. So no more cooking for you. That is how a service connected condition can impact your daily living. Another one, let's say you have peripheral neuropathy, radiculopathy, diabetic peripheral neuropathy of the lower extremities, and you need a walker. You cannot stand in the shower. Maybe you need a modified shower. Maybe you need somebody to bathe you. Okay. That's how that service connected condition can impact your daily activities or daily task. Okay. So when asked, think about your service connected conditions. What does it prevent you from doing? Cutting your hair, shaving, walking, showering, driving, clothing yourself, cooking, eating, things of that nature. Okay. So if you keep it to the service connected conditions and how does it impact your daily tasks? You're not able to cut the grass anymore, things of that nature. Okay. Then it goes on to say, give some information about the CEO of Elizabeth Doyle Foundation. I am not going to go into all that. Okay. Down here, right here, says the change will give the VA time to finalize its policies regarding the process and provide benefits to the affected group. Okay. So again, people, they're talking about extending this, but like I stated earlier, they were like, hey, there are some restrictions to this. Okay. So I'm not going to go any further with this article. Like I stated, I'm going to leave the link in the description section. But before we wrap up here. Here it is, people, right there. Okay. You can see the caregiver program provides services, healthcare, and stipends ranging from roughly $1,800 to about $3,000 per month to designated family members or friends for the care they provide to a veteran in lieu of home health aid. Okay. And then it gives some additional information there as well. So, just to leave you with a little bit of context, again, people, think about the service connected conditions that you have, how it impacts your daily task. Also, look at the criteria. Okay, look at the criteria. They're going to give you the answers. Okay, daily tasks, service connected conditions. All right, and then the criteria. Do you meet the criteria? If so, then that's what you have to think about. How does your service connected conditions impact your daily tasks? Again, people, I know I'm going to get a lot of questions. I never worked under the VHA side. Raters do not grant or deny veterans caregiver applications. This is something done under VHA, Veterans Healthcare Administration. Okay. So check out the link in the description section and continue to do your research. With that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and as always, share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.